Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're cold water fishing with Matty B for northern pike and bass.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, you can certainly tell that November starts next week because we've had a pretty cold 2 weeks of the last weeks of October with, freezing nights and really cold weather. And Blake, I see you're dressed properly today.
Yep, I have my ice fishing clam bibs on and I'm ready to fish.
I got my heavy blackfish stuff on, you got your blackfish stuff on. But, a lot of people think that once your water temperature gets into the 40s and even the 30s that fishing is done. That's not true.
No, John, it's as good as it will be any time of the year, all the way up until all of our lakes freeze in southern Wisconsin.
Now, we're on Big Muskego today, and you and I have fished this, I think the week before Thanksgiving a couple years ago, actually, and I was surprised at how active the fish were.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've caught them out in 38-degree water out here.
If we don't catch fish here, we got another lake.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's plenty of lakes within 15 minutes of here that we can hop a couple lakes if we need to get it done.
Are you nice and warm?
Oh yeah.
Good. All right, folks, so show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Meet Chris McGillis of McGillis Weimer, experienced personal injury lawyers.
John, you've got to know me. I mean, I'm a really passionate person. Everyone on my staff is, everyone on my team is. We are passionate about what we do. Helping somebody out, protecting them, doing everything we can to help tell their story, to make sure they're treated fairly with integrity and with respect, and get a fair resolution, whatever that is for the client. I mean, that's extremely important to us. That's really all that matters.
Folks, you can enter now to win a 2023 Kodiak 700 Special Edition from Yamaha. One lucky winner will begin a lifetime of outdoor memories on a Kodiak 700. There's nothing better than a Yamaha ATV to get you out of the bush or onto the ice. Any adventure, any task, anytime. This ATV has a factory-installed winch and diff lock 4-wheel drive. Enter today by going to GillespieFishing.com and clicking on the Kodiak 700 Sweepstakes banner.
Hey, welcome back. 32, 33 degrees this morning. We're on Big Muskego Lake. We're fishing for bass and northern pike primarily today. And this time of year when your water temps get really cold, there's 3 baits that you really like. Now this is a chatter bait, which is kind of like a spinner bait, but it moves slower.
Yeah, it's a blade jig. It puts off a lot of vibration in the water. You want to make sure you tip it with plastic. My favorite's a 3.8 tickle tail.
And then Blake's got a regular tickle tail on, and she just reels that slow?
Reels it real slow on a 1/4 ounce Google Eye jig, or she can throw it out and just pop it 6 inches off the bottom back.
Now, jigging pig this time of year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, pork definitely shines in cold water, spring and winter big time. So number 11 pork frog in a jig that imitates crayfish. These fish will get on crayfish and obviously bait fish in the late fall.
Here we go, Matty B, in the back of the boat here, buddy. Feels decent too. I don't know if it's a pike or a bass. And we got ourselves a northern pikaroo there, Matty B. And I think I can just flip this guy in there. There we go. Not a terrible pike, but a good way to start the day. And what Matty B is doing, he's kind of keeping the boat in the weeds, and I'm casting out on the edge, and he and Blake are casting out over the top. Yeah, Matty B.
Hooked up, Johnny.
How you doing up there, buddy?
Doing good. I'm throwing literally 7 different baits, just changing up. So
yeah, nice. That's a nice start there, buddy.
Yep.
Now, what was that, a crankbait?
Yep, that's on a crankbait. I'm trying a shallow running one, and then I got a little deeper one tied on. I got one that's running like 2 to 3 feet over the top of the weeds, and then I got 200 reef runner that I'm throwing on the break in 6 to 8. I'm going to keep switching off because it might be a crankbait day.
Ooh. What do you got there, buddy?
Pikey.
Actually, that's got pretty colors to it.
Yeah,
now, I got to tell you, folks, that fish was sitting in 3 feet of water, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely.
So after turnover, these fish can be anywhere in the water column.
Absolutely, John. They literally can be out in the basin all the way right up on the shore, and that fish is up chasing bait.
And that was on?
Chatterbait with tickle tail on the back trailer.
We'll see what this is. It doesn't seem very heavy, but it's a fish.
Hey,
Nice job.
that, I don't know. It might be a little better than you think.
Nice
That's a
one.
nice bass, Blake.
On the
What are you
200.
talking about?
On the 200.
That's a beautiful
200
fish
series.
there.
Look at that. That's over a 3-pounder.
Yeah, ooh,
Look
it's
at
kind of
that.
small.
I couldn't tell.
Kind of a steady retrieve though, Blake.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful fish.
Is that your first one?
Yep. this
Another
is-
crankbait fish, John.
Yep,
This is
on the crankbait.
Fire Tiger perch imitator,
Look at that.
200 series reef runner.
I
Big
think
fish.
we got some sun peeking out.
Yes.
I think the big difference though this time of the year, folks, as Matt was talking before, you have really got to try different things. I mean, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I caught that last pike, 3 feet of water and thicker weeds. Blake's throwing this bait, runs like 5 to 6 foot down. She's fishing kind of more out in the scattered weeds. And I mean, pike in, bass out a little farther.
Hey, Matty B, grab that net ski. Oh, that's a nice one,
yeah.
Matty B. There you go. All right, buddy. All right, good job, man. That's 2 nice ones in a row.
Yes.
Now, were those last 2 shallow?
Like 5 foot of water in the weeds. Look at that, John. That was on the jig. So we got fish on every single different bait. That's a jig with the number 11 pork frog. Look at that.
That's a beautiful fish.
Gosh.
Now, what you're doing though, Matty B, and this is actually a good tip. You know, a lot of folks don't own 10 rods, but a lot of folks own 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And rig them up with the different baits before you get out there so you're not tying up all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you're efficient, and you want to have baits rigged up because a lot of times you change, and you catch 2 or 3 quick fish. I mean, there's a lot of windows, a lot of groups on these lakes where these fish might be working together this time of year, rounding up bait fish, and all of a sudden you catch 2 or 3 quick ones because they're feeding on that same ball of bait.
Now, I want you to show the folks how you work a jig and pig.
Yep.
Take a cast out, and what's cool about this, the jig and pig, is it's virtually weedless, so you can bring it through anything. But you
Yep.
let it go to the, show us how you do it.
Yep, absolutely. So let it hit the bottom.
Okay.
And I like to give it 2 little short pops, John. So just pop, pop. I like to kind of keep the reel a little lower, keep my rod tip not quite at a 45. And the reason I say that is when I give it 2 pops, a lot of times these fish will eat it as it falls, pop it a couple inches off the bottom and let it fall because I'm imitating a crayfish. And I like to kind of keep it low because then I can set the hook and really load on it because I'm driving a big 5-aught hook right here with a weed guard on it. So you got to set the hook hard. So I'm using a 7-foot medium heavy bait caster with 20-pound sea guard.
A little pops and make sure you keep bottom contact, right?
Yeah, don't overwork it. This is a bait just like I always say drop shot. Don't overwork the drop shot. Don't overwork your jig and pig. It's a real subtle crayfish imitator. Right by the boat, Johnny.
Oh, another pike.
Pikey, action, baby, action.
You know what we should tell the folks?
Come here.
We're kind of thinking about moving lakes because, you know, some of these lakes are in turnover, which
Yep.
this could be right now, right?
Yeah, I mean the water's super dirty, so I don't know if this, it's tough to tell, and some lakes turn over and some don't, so.
Right, and I guess the way to explain turnover is when the water on the bottom goes to the top is about the easiest way to explain it. But that does screw up fishing for a couple days.
It usually does for a couple days, and then fishing gets better than after turnover until everything freezes up for sure, John.
So what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking we're gonna work about another couple hundred yards. If we don't get 1 or 2 good bites, we might bounce the lakes. There's 2 more lakes that we can fish within 20 minutes of here. So.
And one is part of a river system, so
Yep.
the chances of that being a turnover situation is what?
I would say less.
Yeah.
Or maybe it happened already. So I guess I haven't been to the lake, so we're just gonna bounce around and eventually we're gonna get this done. Right by the boat.
There you go, Matty
Love
B. Now that was the jig and pig there, buddy?
Yep, jig and pig.
And just working that like you showed us before, huh?
Yep, 2 pops and let it go down. And with this cold water, you get in the fall like this, sometimes they hit it hard, but sometimes they just eat it and sit there. And I lift it up and really didn't feel it because I think that fish is swimming towards me. So.
Well, we should mention to the folks that we did switch lakes. And one of the reasons we're kind of thinking is that lake was in the middle of turnover.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Move to another lake. We got 50, water's upper 40s, 50. I'm hoping we get a little bit of wind here this afternoon to get these fish going, because we got sun. We're gonna have sun all afternoon. So
Now this lake is part of the Fox River system, so we're kind of thinking that because of that, this lake doesn't have the turnover issue.
yeah, right, absolutely. And then we can pop out and fish miles of the Fox River, which won't be affected by any turnover. So we'll probably do that at some point this afternoon. Very next flip, Johnny.
Very next cast,
Yep.
maybe.
I almost hit Blake with that hook set.
I know, I need a helmet.
Yeah. So when do you switch us over to that?
Yeah, oh yeah, these, if I catch one more, and that's what happens a lot of times, is these fish will get on weed beds together, and you'll catch 2 or 3 out of one spot, and we've been seeing minnows everywhere. There's minnows throughout this whole river system, so.
Hey, I got one on in the back here, Matty
Nice
B.
work, Johnny.
That was on, what am I throwing?
You're throwing chatterbait with a tickle tail.
Oh, yeah, he's still there. Feels pretty good, Matt. Matt, this feels pretty good, buddy. Whoa, whoa. I don't know if this is a bass or a big pike.
Big pike, eh, maybe?
I don't know, buddy.
Nice job, stay with him.
I am, I'm loosening the drag here. What pound test?
Big pike, big pike.
Big
Big pike.
Okay,
like,
buddy.
Like 35,
Oh,
38
yeah, there he is,
incher.
there he is, there he is.
35
Down,
incher.
down. There he is. Okay, Matty B.
Oh, I can't reach him yet.
Okay, that's right. I got him coming
You're
up
good.
again here, buddy. Got him coming up.
Look at that fish, Johnny.
Oh,
Nice fish.
is that a beauty?
Nice fish.
Fall time, cold weather, big old pike. That's what that is, Matty B.
Look at that fish.
Holy cow, look at that.
That's a big one.
That is a beauty.
That's a
and
big
that's
one.
on that chatterbait, right?
Yep.
And folks, when we came into this spot, there were just tons of bait around. Cripes, that's a 35, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish.
No, that was cool. I knew he was big right away.
Yeah, you're like, he's pulling.
So what happens is all this bait will come up in the shallows.
Absolutely, especially now. I'm gonna let this one
No,
go.
we want a picture.
You want a picture? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come in, especially with the sun now. I said like, oh, look at those schools of minnows, and then I seen a whole bunch of big bluegills too.
Yes, folks, that big pike came on that chatterbait. And the interesting thing about this, I haven't used it that much. I've used it in early spring before. But Matt, I think the key with this bait, and you can fish a chatterbait anywhere from 1 foot of water, I think, to about 10 feet of water. But your retrieve on this, you actually, Blake got a fish on? All right.
Nice.
I was just going to ask old Matty B a question there, but we'll get to that.
Look, you go chatterbait, I'm going jig and pig, and she's got a 200 reef runner crankbait on. We're doing it all 3 baits right now.
Oh, that's a nice
Oh,
bass.
nice bass.
It's a nice bass.
Oh,
there.
Nice
good.
bass on the crank.
All right, just keep
Nice
a tight line
job.
on him, Blake.
It's a good fish.
Keep a tight line on him. Ooh, that's a beauty.
Woo!
Hey.
I'm the tickle tail.
Oh, that was tickle. You switched up on me.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Nice.
ever a beautiful
I thought you were throwing a
fish.
crankbait.
No.
Look at that. Just choked it.
Here, Blake, hold that up and walk up
That's
to
a
the
big
camera.
That was a
That's
fun
a big
bite,
fish.
too.
Yeah, walk up to the camera.
Look at the
That's
girth
a
on that
beautiful
Oh,
fish.
look at the beautiful on the tail.
Yeah, nice markings.
No, that is gorgeous.
Nice.
That's
Yep.
your second big bass today.
Yep,
Jesus.
and that was just a slow retrieve through the weeds. We're only in about like 2 feet of water.
Nice fish.
And yeah, I'm just popping that tickle tail
Jeez.
above the weeds, and he smoked it.
Yeah, hit it hard.
What I was going to ask you,
Love
Matt,
it. Choked
was
it.
on this, what's it called again?
Chatterbait.
This chatterbait, I reel it as slow as I can,
Slow
right?
as possible, and you got to put a trailer on it. It makes a huge difference on that bait. You got to have a plastic trailer on it. I mean, literally, John, to put this, to show people what we're doing here is you have to have a trailer. This is the sunny color tickle tail, and that's the exact one that Blake's throwing on just a Google Eye plane. So either way, yours is putting vibration off, and hers is just coming through like a bait fish.
But slow.
Both presentations super slow, especially as water's in the 40s.
Boy, is that a beautiful
That's a nice fish.
That's a
Blake.
chunker.
Super nice
Wow.
As Matty B would say, a donkey.
We were fishing Big Muskego Lake in Muskego, Wisconsin, a half-hour drive from Milwaukee, 1.5 hours from Chicago, and 5 hours from Minneapolis.
Well, we had to go down a very dirty road today, and our boat got a bunch of sand, salt, and mud all over it, and that can cause permanent damage to our boat. But you have a solution.
We do have the solution. It's called the AquaJet Johnson Pump Washdown System, and it is the strongest PSI washdown in the industry. Without having to haul any power washers down, any hoses, hook up, you're using the lake water, filtering the lake water, leaving your boat completely sparkling clean.
You can use it on your pontoons, on your docks. It's so convenient.
It is easy.
So where can I get information on these washdown?
You can go to getjohnsonpump.com to find out all the information you need on how to get your Johnson Pump washdown system.
Wow, I can't wait to get Johnson pumped.
Best fishermen make the most out of every moment on the water with the proven power of Ultrex. A spot log that doesn't quit, effortless control, and a reputation for ruthless Minn Kota power. Ultrex lets anglers cast more and catch more while the other guys are still catching up. Because the best fishermen just fish.
Smoked it. Smoked it.
I did the Matty B hood set.
No, you almost threw him out of the boat there with that.
Not as big as my last one, but these fish are
That fish
active.
almost ripped the rod out of your hands.
Yeah, they are active
seen
right
it.
now.
Are you using a straight retriever or you give it a little pop?
Nope, straight retrieve because it's
Look
only
at
1 to
that.
2 feet of water and the weeds are pretty high. So you want to make sure the tickle tail is right above the weeds.
Okay.
Nice.
So you want to tick those weeds, Matty B.
Yep, tick 'em.
She's putting a clinic on.
Well, she's got two. I got the big pike.
I got the two
No,
biggest bass today.
I know.
This does not get
Oh,
old.
that's actually looks like a decent fish.
Actually,
I've got a
what do you mean?
backlash here, Matt.
Do you?
Come
Yeah,
on.
Matt, there we
He
go.
got in the shadow. I couldn't see him.
You know,
Oops, sorry,
I gotta be
Ryan.
honest with you, Matt. When you guys first came out with that tickle tail, I kind of thought it was a gimmick, but now that I have been using that, I am firmly convinced that those little tentacles
Yep.
give it the vibration that triggers a hit.
100%, John. You said it well right there. It's an awesome bait. Bass, walleye, pike. I mean, everything eats it. Oop, I just missed one there.
Yeah, right.
And
I'm
we,
kidding.
we have 3 sizes: 2.8, 3.8, 4.8. So it can cover as on a jig head like a Google Eye, as a trailer on a spinner bait, chatter bait.
How many colors?
It's just a great all-around bait.
Oh, I got trying to keep this guy down here, Matt. He wanted to jump in this cold water.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice fish.
fish. Okay, we'll do the old Matty B flip. That's a nice bass right there.
Yeah, it is.
And Matty B was just telling me that the jerk minnow doesn't work. No. What you do with that jerk minnow in shallow water is you put on the lightest jig head possible, folks. This is an 1/8. I could actually go to a 16th. And you cast it out. Don't let it go to the bottom. Just twitch it along, let it drop, twitch it along. But they hit that good. That's a nice one, Matty B. But
Yeah, it is.
you want to keep your bait just above the weeds, right? That's,
Do you need the net?
there you go.
I'll flip them.
Flip them. Here, Blake, grab this one and hold it
That's a
next,
good one
next
there.
to Matty B.
That's a good one.
And these are both beautiful bass.
On
Gosh,
jig and pig.
But I was going to say, with that jerk minnow, you want to just kind of let it tick the weeds or keep it above the weeds.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the fall time, these weeds start getting weaker, right? They're starting to slowly die off. So it's a lot easier to pop all these different baits through these weeds, and that's a big deal in southern Wisconsin in the fall time.
Boy, you see all those minnows in these shallows, though.
That
You know
is
why
pretty
these fish
cool.
are up here.
Munchy munch.
Moo, moo,
All right, let's
moo,
get a
moo.
picture. It's now time to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm, John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2022 Fishing Contest.
Travis Huss of Plymouth caught this beautiful 22-pound carp on Wolf Lake on a crawler. Tom Kowalski of South Milwaukee boated this 11-inch bluegill on Squash Lake on a minnow. Al Spalding of Kimberly caught this 23-inch largemouth on Pickerel Lake on a wacky worm. Chris Bender of Cleveland caught this beautiful 41-inch northern pike in Ontario on a minnow. And this week's kids winners are Lane Caldwell of Windham, Minnesota, caught this 22-inch bass on Mountain Lake on a spinnerbait, and Carly Rasmussen of Black Creek caught this 21-inch bass on a pond using a crankbait.
Each week, I shop online at fleetfarm.com to check out the latest deals. This week, save 49% on the Antler King 4-pound buck brick mineral brick on sale 2 for $5. And save $10 on the Field and Forest Tracker Day Pack on sale for $24.99.
You could listen to me talk about AMSOIL QuickShot all day long and all the technical stuff that goes into it, but you know what? Pete, how about if you tell us how QuickShot helps you out?
Well, I may not be an expert on the technical stuff, but actually the only time I've ever had issues is when I did not put it in. And that was because I was at Canadian resorts where they literally fill up the boat for you, so I really wasn't involved in that. And then I had clogged fuel filter issues. Couldn't get to my spot. Actually, I had to go home early because of that. Check it out at amsoil.com.
You know what, Caleb? One of my favorite Johnsonville products is the Johnsonville Summer Sausage, but they actually just came out with the new Johnsonville Summer Sausage Sticks. You can bring them anywhere you want. They're a great snack, and they are also made with the same ingredients as the summer sausage. They come in 3 flavors, original, beef, and garlic. They're delicious.
I can't wait.
All right, take a bite. How good are those?
Delicious. Oh my God. After being out here for a couple hours, this definitely hits the spot.
The new Johnsonville Summer Sausage Sticks. Find them at your favorite retailers today.
Smoking great meat takes lots of time, but 76 years? That's legendary. It's also how long Johnsonville has been perfecting summer sausage, which now comes in snack sticks. Taste the legend.
This is a nice fish, Dad.
What happened on that?
Smoked the tickle.
He smoked it. Yep.
Yeah?
Ooh,
Here
yeah.
he is.
He's
Here
staying
he's
in the
coming.
weeds, Matt. Ooh, got him.
Ooh,
Gosh, she's
there you
catching good
go,
ones. She's
Blake
catching good ones.
Gillespie.
I think I'm winning on the largemouth
catching
today.
good.
I mean, that is a beautiful fish right
Oh
there.
my
Look at that.
gosh, wow.
Choked it.
Beautiful fish.
No, they're just really solid.
Yep.
And you know, Matt, when we start ice fishing too, you fish these same shallow spots with the weeds, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, John. These fish, all these game fish will be here up until ice. And then you go back and put shiners right above the weeds with your beaver dam tip ups. First ice, they're in there doing the same thing. And then eventually you get to the middle of winter, they start spreading out. A lot of them will move out deeper to the basin, but
That
that's
one
a good
didn't hit
one.
you that hard, did it?
No, it didn't. At first I thought it was just a big clump of weeds, but then
They just come up behind it and just suck it in. They sometimes swim right towards you, so you got to keep tension on the line.
Look
Keep reeling.
at the coloring on that
Yes.
fish.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
beautiful fish.
That's right after Blake's,
Same
isn't it?
spot, same weed clump. I love
You
it.
know,
I love
that-
it.
Oh,
that is
nice,
what's-
Matt.
That is what's so interesting. And you know, we talk about this every fall, folks, about how these fish school up this time of year around the bait. And that's 1, 2, 3, that's 5 fish we have caught on a small area there.
One spot.
Yeah,
one
that's
spot.
incredible. So you think there's like 20, 30 fish in a spot like that sometimes?
Oh, there definitely can be. I mean, you won't get every single one to bite,
Fish.
but look at that. There's 3. She's hooked up.
Yeah,
Look at that. Bada bang, boom.
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
What do we call that, Blake? When you catch more than 3 out of a spot?
Wolf pack.
Wolf pack. There they are. I'm throwing in there. You got to flip that one. I'm going to try to catch 4.
Let's see what Blake's got here. She's
Even though it's teensy, they
one.
fight.
They're fun, all right?
Oh, they are so much
Super fun.
Same spot.
Ooh. Oh, you don't fall. I'll just flip that one in there, Matt. If you look, whoa, that's a pretty big bass to be flipping in there. Poor Blake fell down.
Sorry.
Trying to get back here with the net. That's a nice bass right there, Matt.
Yeah, it is. Nice job.
And you know, they're cold to the touch. But I'll tell you what started out as a bummer day. When we changed lakes, Matt, that's made all the difference, buddy. Chicken pig.
That's not a big one, but I love catching them.
Hey, you have turned a bad day into a pretty good afternoon,
Oh,
buddy.
it's fun. Caught a lot of fish.
And again, as cold as it gets, man, get out and enjoy some of this because there's no crowd out here. It's fun.
No, I mean, there's going to be another month out here of getting her done. That one literally hit it, John, as I was burning it back to the boat.
Do you have any idea how many fish we've caught this afternoon?
20.
Yeah, I would say that too.
20 is a good number.
And we're talking about 3 hours.
3 hours.
This is like summertime.
Oh, buddy, I'll
This
tell
is
you
like
what.
summertime. You're fishing docks.
I mean, they're not big fish, but gosh, they're fun.
Jigging pigging?
Jigging pigging it on that dock, Johnny.
It's such a beautiful fall evening. It is really hard to get us out of here, you know?
Oh, yeah,
You can actually just put the rod down and relax and enjoy this. Probably one of the last nice evenings we'll have, you know?
Yes, it will until spring.
Hey, thank you, friend. Before we go, after the break, I want to take a look at some of that new ice fishing stuff you guys got
Yeah,
coming
some
up.
super exciting stuff, because before you know it, we will be ice fishing, right?
Want to take a second to thank all our friends on Facebook that wished us a happy birthday.
Yeah, over like 1,000 people, and we really wanted to obviously respond to everyone, but we can't. But we really wanted to say how much we really appreciate all your kind words.
Yes, thank you very much, folks. That really meant a lot to us. And I want to also mention that on Facebook now, you're putting all the weekly winners of the Fleet Farm contest, and we're trying to answer everybody that comments.
Yes, as much as we can.
Well, thanks again,
Thanks,
folks, for
everyone.
the happy birthday wishes.
The main purpose of leader material for muskie and pike is to prevent bite-offs. Seagar Abrazex fluorocarbon is what I use, generally a 130-pound test. I use it for casting, trolling, and my live bait rigs. It provides invisibility. It's amazingly abrasion resistant, and it's very easy to tie. Even though it's a 130-pound test, very supple, easy to tie knots, absolute best leader material for those fish. For more information, seagar.com.
Oh, Pete, I'm getting too old for this.
So John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333.
Eagle Claw is the only hook made right here in the USA. They also make this Walleye Pro Series kit. This Pro Series walleye tackle kit includes everything you need for an avid walleye angler. Hooks and jigs for either plastics or live bait, beads, swivels, and more. This kit is also very convenient for travel. To check out everything from Eagle Claw, go to eagleclaw.com. Matty B, what are these?
Well, I'm so excited for ice fishing, Blake, that I snuck these in the boat so we could be with them today.
Well, this looks pretty new. What is this one called?
Yep, this is the brand new Wonder Bread Beaver Dam tip-up. This is a Facebook contest design that we chose, so this one's going to be really cool.
Very cool for the ladies. And this one?
This is our 60th anniversary Beaver Dam. We only made 2,500 of these. Every 5 years we make an anniversary, and it's the Diamond Series. So only 2,500. Get them while they're still around.
Well, thanks, Matty. We can't wait for ice fishing.
Me too.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know if we're going to fish yet, but we'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm Blake Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.